Oh, yeah.
It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
What's up, y'all? All right. So, yeah, I've been seeing this video go around, and I wanted to react to it. I wanted to see what it was about. Meet the high school basketball player who once was considered better than LeBron James. That explains itself. Let's get into it. Let's see what it's about, man. I'm excited to see what this one about. I'm sure it's crazy. Y'all ready? Let's go.
When you want to play me?
I'm gonna play you in various ways.
Ooh.
You come to the league.
Kobe.
What's up, guys? Kane Loves Cali here, and this is the story of Lenny Cooke, who was known as the best high school prospect in the nation in 2001, ranked ahead of LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire.
I'm looking to be the next superstar, not the next Kobe Bryant.
Lenny Cooke was a 6'6" scoring and rebounding
I think I remember
powerhouse that
hearing
had
something
no
about this dude.
weaknesses. He could muscle you in the post and finish at the rim, and he had a knockdown three-point shot. But a number of bad decisions kept Lenny from ever playing a single minute in the NBA. How could the accepted #1 high school basketball player in the nation not even play 1 minute in the NBA? But first, I want to thank you guys for all the channel support recently. The channel just hit 24,000 subscribers.
That's what's up. That's what's
if you are
up.
new or been here
Trying
for
to
some
get there,
time,
bro.
thanks for coming through and supporting the videos. Let's see if this video can hit 10,000 likes. It helps my channel grow. No more
Yeah, for
delay,
sure.
so let's get right into the story of Lenny Cooke. Lenny Cooke was born in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and was the most dominant player in high school in the years 2000 and 2001. He was recognized across the country and especially in New York City. Lenny was the next guy up as New York City's basketball legend. He was born in New Jersey, but he grew up in Brooklyn with his mom and dad and siblings. He lived in a rat-infested
snap.
apartment.
Look
where
at
on
him.
cold nights, they heated themselves by using an open oven. The neighborhood he lived in was filled with drug dealers, addicts, and prostitutes. It was very rough
Got a
for
shot?
Lenny growing up. And he didn't even start playing organized basketball until he was 15 years old, when an AAU coach saw him playing in a park and invited him to join his AAU team.
Dang,
Cooke
15?
was very athletic and tall, but he couldn't shoot, really couldn't dribble, and he couldn't pass well. But with his physical skills, he had the intangibles to be a star, according to that AAU coach. Just to give you an idea of how widely known Lenny Cooke was, when Lenny and Carmelo Anthony were both juniors in high school, Melo went on a plane just so he could play against Cooke. You can see in this video right here, Melo is on offense in this clip, and he is being guarded by Lenny Cooke at this outdoor court. Carmelo said everyone in high school admired his game and was a fan. Melo said it was his size, how strong he was, how he could pass the ball and play the point. Kind of like Magic, I guess. He was really explosive. Joakim Noah grew up in New York City. He was a huge fan of Lenny Cooke and loved going to his games because he was such a dominant force. He said in an interview, "Lenny was really my hero because the way he could dominate a game was unbelievable to me." Lenny was a 6'6" combo guard who could do anything on the court. In his sophomore year, he averaged 30 points and 15 rebounds per game. In high school, he could play any position. He could post up anyone no matter their size.
30 and 15,
he had a
that's
vertical
pretty
jump that no one could match. He could shoot the three. He had tight handles and had a competitive fire on defense.
So within a couple of years, starting AAU, what, he was 15? Wait, what? So at 15, you usually that's like your sophomore year. Or freshman year for some people, but that's pretty much your sophomore year. So within a few months, he got a shot.
Up the box score in his junior year also. The numbers were a bit down,
junior
25
year.
points and 10 rebounds, but he was still dominant. Besides being unstoppable in
that don't
regular
make
high
sense to
school
me,
games, Lenny Cooke made his name at the ABCD camp, which stopped running in 2007. The ABCD camp was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, summer basketball circuit in the country. It was where all the top high school basketball prospects come together and play each other. Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, Kevin Love, Tracy McGrady, Isaiah Thomas, and James Harden are a few of many notable basketball names
James
that have
look
played
weird
at the
without
camp.
that
The year
freaking
before,
beard,
Lenny
man.
Cooke was the camp's MVP, so he was expected by most of the camp to dominate again that year, win the MVP, and the tournament title. In the tournament, Lenny's team beat Carmelo Anthony's team in the semifinals to set up the championship game between him and LeBron James's team. LeBron was well known at the time in 2001, but this was a year before the Sports Illustrated cover and Lenny was still sitting in the throne. He was the champion and the MVP of the camp and was expected to dominate.
I just want to come here and play hard. It really doesn't matter if I'm the best player in the camp. You know, I still know what I can do.
And he did dominate, but the throne changed in the championship game at the 2001 camp. Unfortunately, there's no video of the full game, but it is said LeBron and Cooke were going back and forth scoring on each other in the first 3 quarters. They were each showing why they were the best high school player in the nation. The game stays close in the 4th quarter, and Lenny Cooke's team is up by 2 with the ball, and there's less than 10 seconds in the game. At this point, LeBron outscored Lenny Cooke 21-9. All Lenny Cooke's team has to do is inbound the ball and make free throws. But on the inbounds, LeBron stole the ball and quickly dribbled to the right side of the floor while being guarded by Lenny Cooke. Right before the buzzer expired, LeBron pulled up for a 3 right in Cooke's face and switched the 3-point shot to win the tournament title. Lenny was shocked and was expecting LeBron to drive to the rim. Sonny Vaccaro, the man who ran the camp and signed the shoe deals for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, said that game-winning shot LeBron made over Lenny Cooke was the moment Lenny Cooke never recovered from.
So it was LeBron. LeBron messed up that man's whole career, bro. LeBron took the throne. That's why he King James.
His exact words. He beat Lenny on his own turf. I mean, you can say it was one shot, one game, but in a way, Lenny never recovered.
LeBron James is simply the greatest 15, 16-year-old kid I've ever seen in my life. He has a chance, when it's all over, to be one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Lenny Cooke was no longer in that class of top players in the country after that game. Carmelo said, after that, we just didn't hear very much about him. Throughout high school and going into his senior year, Lenny had poor attendance and grades. He went to parties a lot, and on top of all of that, he was academically ineligible to play high school basketball that year. So he transferred to a high school in Flint, Michigan to get his diploma and get in the gym. Because he was ineligible to play, he could only play in pickup games and tournaments, which really hurt his game because none of this was organized with the best competition. Cooke had a few high-level college basketball teams wanting him. He had offers from North Carolina and Ohio State, but he was seriously considering St. John's University because it was in New York City, which was close to his home in New Jersey. But he and his team of advisors decided on skipping college and going straight to the NBA. They spoke to a dozen of...
Team of advisors? They seem smart, don't they?
NBA teams that said they were seriously thinking about taking Lenny Cooke in the 2002 NBA draft. Man. 3 teams said that they wanted to take him in the first round. Cooke thought it was the best move for him. The NBA was his childhood dream, and he thought he would be able to smoothly take that extra step to the league. Debbie Bortner, who was a secondary mom for Lenny Cooke, she wanted him to go to one of those colleges, and Debbie was very disappointed with his decision. She said in an interview to a New York newspaper, "I tell the kids to use this sport to further your education, but the Sharks were circling Lenny, making promises they couldn't keep. He paid a very heavy price. Want to
get paid, bro.
But the draft did not go how Lenny Cooke thought it would. Every team passed on him in the 2002 draft. Cooke did not get signed onto a team that summer either. How does this happen? Well, for one, Cooke did not show up to any pre-draft workouts when teams were calling him, and he admits that his arrogance was one of the many reasons why teams did not give him a shot. Plus, he injured his right big toe on the first day of a pre-draft camp, which basically eliminated his chances to impress NBA teams. An Eastern Conference assistant coach said they didn't think he was good enough and that he should have used a few years of college. Whoever was advising him gave him bad advice. They did not like that he wasn't in organized basketball for some time. They thought he was too arrogant and he had a suspect outside game. Lenny Cooke had to wait a full year before finally getting a shot in the Summer League with the Boston Celtics, but he did not look good in the small minutes he played, and he looked like a guy who went months without playing organized basketball. Cooke also got a shot with the Seattle Sonics Summer League team, but that did not work out either. He then played a couple years in Asia before tearing his Achilles tendon, ending his basketball career forever.
Whoever was advising him just wanted some money.
Like how scouts said he should. Lenny said, "Physically I was ready, but mentally I was not." And what does Lenny have to say about LeBron now? He said, "My kid's like LeBron James. He's earned everything he's gotten and taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given. How can I be mad at him? He's built his brand the right way." Lenny Cooke says he wishes he listened to Debbie Bortner, who was a family friend,
she
about
went
going to school.
Yep.
Cooke says it's up to you to make your own decisions about who you're going to surround yourself with, because your image is more important than anything else. Today, and in the past 5 years or so, Lenny has been using his story to teach younger high school athletes that are looking to go pro about the importance of taking every aspect of high school seriously so they do not end up like him. When the NBA changed its draft eligibility rules in 2005 to all players must turn at least 19 years old in that calendar year, and be 1 year removed from their high school graduation, Lenny Cooke is looked at as one of the reasons why there was a rule change. In final, Lenny says, "When I was hanging out doing crazy things and partying, I was 16, 17 years old, and I was hanging out at clubs, and I didn't have no business being in there." And LeBron and Carmelo, they were in bed getting ready for school and getting ready for workouts the next morning before class.
At least he knows. At least he knows why.
A high school player who was once considered the top high school player in the nation. Definitely an interesting but tough story to read and learn about from when he was growing up. He grew up in a very rough neighborhood, and he didn't even start playing basketball until he was 15 years old. So what would have happened if he would have been able to, play basketball, organize basketball since he was like 7, 8 years old?
Yeah, that's what I was
grown into. And what would have happened if he didn't have those neighborhood leeches telling him, go to the league, go to the league, because they just wanted money
saying everything I'm thinking right now.
He believed in his own hype. He thought he would be able to make it to the league very easily, but things did not go as planned. But at least he's using the situation now to teach and tell kids the story so they don't end up like him when he's 30 years old. Again, I want to thank you guys again for all the channel support. Recently, we're up to 24,000 subs. We're growing at a nice pace. So my name is Kane, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
What's up, man? That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to Kane's channel. I'll leave the link in the description below. Yeah, like I was saying, man, it was them advisors of his who tell him to try to go straight to the league. I think that's all. That was a mistake. And back to he didn't start playing till he was 15, and then in the span of a couple months to his sophomore year. Because I'm thinking 15, 16 years old, you're about a sophomore right then. So sophomore year, he's averaging 30 and 15, and he all of a sudden has a shot. When he first started he didn't have a shot. That's some progression. That's some good progression if that's how it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because most people it takes some years, and if that was a span of a couple months, less than a year, then that's crazy. So yeah, the dude was good. He just had some bad decisions, had some misleading people around him, but anyway, y'all seen that happen before. That ain't nothing new to kids getting derailed like that. But anyway, y'all know what it is. If y'all like that video, y'all go ahead and leave a like. And yeah, y'all know what it is. Like, subscribe, and share. Catch y'all in the next video. Sit out. Yeah.
Hear you sick of all those other imitators. Don't let the only real one intimidate